Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into a report from Processa Pharmaceuticals, and let me tell you, it's got a bit of a plot twist feel to it, like when you think you're getting a bargain. But there's a catch hidden in the fine print. This report is about how Processa Pharmaceuticals raised some money. They sold shares of their stock and some special deals called warrants to investors. We're going to break down what all this means, especially for the company's future and your potential investment. And if you appreciate getting straight insights from these kinds of documents, make sure you're subscribed and also check out our Discord community, linked in the description below. This is a Form 8K filing, which is basically a company saying, hey, something important happened that we need to tell you about right away. In this case, the important thing is that they entered into an agreement to sell securities, the stock and warrants I mentioned. The date of the report is for an event that happened in June of 2025. So on June 17, 2025, Processa Pharmaceuticals made a deal with some investors. This deal is called a securities purchase agreement. They sold stocks and warrants to make money, a process called an offering. Let's break down what they sold. First, they sold 14.3 million shares of their common stock. Think of this as regular pieces of the company. Second, they sold something called pre-funded warrants to buy up to 13.69 million more shares. These are like coupons giving million shares of their common stock. Think of this as regular pieces of the company. Second vault, they sold something called pre-funded warrants to buy up to 13.69 million more shares. These are like coupons giving investors the right to buy stock later. Finally, they sold common warrants to purchase up to 28 million shares. This is another kind of coupon to buy stock. They sold one common stock share and its accompanying warrant coupon for 25 cents. The pre-funded warrant and its coupon were sold for almost 25 cents, just a tiny bit less. The common warrants let investors buy stock at 25 cents per share, and these are good for 5 years. The pre-funded warrants are a 1 cent a share, basically free, and they last until they're all used up. To make this deal happen, Processa Pharmaceuticals hired H.C. Wainwright & Co. as their placement agent. Think of them as the deal maker, and the company agreed to pay them for their help and as a cash fee equal to 7% of the money they raised in the deal, which is a pretty standard rate for this type of service, and also agreed to cover off some of their expenses. Processa gave the placement agent warrants to buy 1.112 million shares, and they set the price at about 31 cents. The stock sold offering closed on June 18, 2025. Processa Pharmaceuticals got about $6.3 million before paying fees. They planned to use this money for a clinical trial of a treatment called NGC cap, as well as general business needs. The company followed all necessary legal procedures. They'd pre-registered this with the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC. Using a Form S1, the form was approved on June 17 of that year. This section lists all the documents associated with the report. It includes the securities purchase agreement, the forms for the various warrants, and a press release about the offering. Now let's step back and look at the big picture. Processa Pharmaceuticals raised $6.3 million through this offering. This money is crucial because it will fund a phase 2 clinical trial of NGC cap. This is where they test their drug on a larger group of people to see if it's effective. This stage is very important and expensive, so this offering provides the cash needed to complete this key step. If it goes well, the company's stock price might go up. The fact that they had to issue stock at a price of $0 to $20, the fact that they had to issue stock at a price of $0, the fact they had to issue stock at a price of $0 up. The fact that they had to issue stock at a price of $0.25, the cash needed to complete this key step. If it goes well, the company's stock price might go up. The fact that they had to issue stock at a price of $0 to $20, the fact that they had to issue stock at a price of $0.25 tells us that their start price already wasn't very high, so they may have had to take deals that really devalue their stock to get more cash coming in. But one major risk is this clause that says Processa can't issue more shares for a while. This could be bad if the company really does need cash later on. But it's also good because it kind of protects investors from massive immediate dilution of the stock. So what do we make of all this? Processa Pharmaceuticals is clearly in a stage where they need cash to keep their research and development going. That's normal for a biotech company, but it also means they're not yet making enough money from sales to cover their costs. How good this situation truly is depends on what the company does with its cash. Do they in fact put out a promising or critical product? Will there be more need for cash in the future? As for the investors, I can't give investment advice, but keep in mind that this type of stock is inherently risky. Alright, that's our breakdown of Processa Pharmaceuticals' latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.